Thank you for having us here. I'm Gerard Fagan with ORS, and I'm an assigned certifier over at ORS. My talk is on information management and BCaR for the construction stage. So I'm aware that probably a lot of you are very well aware and understand BCaR, and some of you not so much. BCaR is short for the Building Control Amendment Regulations, which came out in March of 2014. So what BCaR brought about was no major changes to the building regulations themselves, but it brought about a lot of some new roles, a lot of documentation and extra policing, I suppose, for a number of the main contractor on site, the design team, and it created two new roles, which was an assigned certifier and a design certifier. So a small bit about ORS is that we're a multidisciplinary firm. We're based in Mullingar, in the Midlands. We are also have a Dublin office also. We would have anything up to 50 BCaR projects on the go at one time, and so we rapidly became aware that information management was a critical thing for us to manage if we get bogged down in the amount of documentation. So what we've created was our own access through what's called a cert box, which is our own Dropbox, our own system. It's a file sharing system that we use. But I suppose for over the last 3 to 4 years, with the experience we've gained working in BCaR, we've refined it. I'm just going to show you a little bit about how it works. So it's a customized compliance software specially designed for ORS clients. What is, you can view the project on the file sharing system. You can view inspection plans, you can view certificates and reports. And on any project we give login details to the various consultants involved and the main contractor. And if anyone wants to navigate, there's a sample login on our web page. So you can see what's involved, you can see the folder structure before you even commence. So that's the front end of that is what's seen when you visit from the website. I have here what it looks like, and I've taken a snapshot of the one that we're actually the science certifiers on the Centre Parks job at the moment. And there's approximately 20 commencement notices in that job due to the size of it. There's 3 main packages in it. I'm sure a lot of you are aware. There's the BCaR doing the lodges. They're also building all the centre buildings. Road Bridge have been doing the infrastructure down there. So that's the 3 packages involved. So this is the layout of our BCaR folders. They're split into 4 folders. You have your design team, your main contractor, your inspection plan, and the assigned certifier. So I might just go into maybe inspection plan first. One of the main items of BCaR is that the implementation of an inspection plan. This is a plan that tracks all of the inspections carried out by not alone the assigned certifier, but any design and ancillary consultants such as your structural engineer, your M&E engineer, your fire, your DAC consultant. So it's very simple, this system. We started off with maybe hundreds of folders. It's impossible to navigate. It's impossible for a contractor to operate on site. So it's well simplified. So I'll just give you a quick look at there. Okay. This is actually a sample of the inspection plan on some of the lodges, and you can see how it's broken down. There's a lot of engineers in the room here, and you're probably very aware of what this is, but you see how it's broken down by the construction elements. You see your foundations. It's further broken down into the superstructure. You have items like insulation, your external doors and windows. It identifies the part of the building regulations which it applies to, and then it identifies here which consultants would be carrying out inspections. So CNS would be shortened for civil structural, ACE for science certifier. And this is a live document which is updated during construction with you see the dates put in when inspections occur. So that's that's what's called the as implemented inspection plan, and that's updated every probably 2 weeks roughly. The assigned certifier side of things, I know I'm jumping down the order of it here, but in our own folder here we keep our own inspection reports. So we would do inspections on site, I suppose. Typically we were doing 1 to 2 a week, starting off with the lodges. That's just based on the risk associated with carrying out on any remedial works we want to identify at an early stage, so it doesn't be repeated throughout. So we have a number of inspection reports there, and we might just open one of them quickly. We also use software for doing our inspection reports. Is SiteWorks software, so that's adaptable to your iPad. You can upload site plans. See here is a plan of one of the lodges, and you can pinpoint the location of where you're picking up an item. So some of these may be observations, some of them may need remedial works, and they're colour coded also, reflecting which part of the building regulations it applies to. So you see here's a sample of there's a radon barrier not continuous over a threshold, and the contractors to rectify it and provide evidence of repair. That's the typical sort of items which will be pulled up on an inspection report. I won't go through it all, but that's the appearance of it. And that's issued through the online system, through the contractor. In this case, the contractor would have been this, but we're using this on up to 50 jobs. So we also keep a closeout tracker. Now this is a spreadsheet which tracks all of the items in a summarised format by a traffic light system, green or red. So you can see here, we go back to the start of the job, you can see nearly all items have been closed out satisfactorily. And we're not losing anything as the job goes on, so we're looking at a job that's going to go on for maybe 15 to 18 months. There might be an item, there is one item here in maybe the first inspection that is not missed, and it's used at the end of the job when you're certifying and closing it out. So that's, say, our inspection reports as the assigned certifier on site. So they are issued to the contractor. And the contractors, this would be the folder the contractor primarily works out of. And they can come back and close out our inspections. And the way they close out our inspections, they use our own report, which is in a PDF format. I've just taken one of them here for example. It's actually the same one. So they can come back on the report, they can write their own notes on it, they can add an attachment, they can put a photograph on it if it's showing any remedial work or remedial repairs. And it's a clean way of, you have a report on it with 18 to 20 items, your contractor comes back, he might close out 10 to 12 of them in the first week or 2 weeks. But it's not you're getting a trail of emails going on for 3 months and trying to collate all that information together at the end of the job. It becomes unmanageable. So we're finding by having this system, it's reducing our workload significantly. But it's also very, once contractors get the hang of it, they like to use it and they find it very beneficial themselves. So we would. Obviously, to start off with a job like this, we would sit down, we would carry out a workshop or maybe 2 workshops with the contractor to show them how this operates, and we sit down with them every 2 weeks just to check up on it to see that it's still up to date. Other things which the contractor will provide to you would be a contractor's weekly look ahead, which is exactly what it says. It's maybe a short spreadsheet showing what's coming up for the week, which is a summarised version of the inspection notification framework. The contractors' own subcontractors will be here. So at this stage there would be these are the subcontractor certs, the CAF 01, 02 and the specialist designer certs also. And they would upload them certificates to our system as the job is progressing. We will provide a list of BCaR information. So at the start of the project, we sit down, we go through the plans, and we prepare a full list of all information that we see has been required. right through to the end of the job. Now, we'll amend during the job slightly. That list is there, and that's, I suppose, a shopping list, for a better word, for the contractor. As they're going along, they can work off that, and as they are gathering up the information, this again, you can go green, red with the traffic light system. And they can upload that information into this folder here. Now, this job is, there's no material search in that one, but it's not long on. It will be towards the end of the job they'll be starting to populate that. So that's the contractor's folder, and the design team would also have access here. So the design team, in this case, we have 6 consultants for architecture, civil structural, M&E, fire, DSC, and Fast House being a specialist consultant. They're the timber frame manufacturer and installer on Centre Parks. So again, there's not much to it. There's 3 folders. Try to keep it as simple as possible. You have the architect's preliminary inspection plan. So each consultant with BCaR prepares their own inspection plan specific to the elements that they'll be picking up in the course of the project. And as the assigned certifier, we'd collate that into one overall inspection plan. So they save their inspection plans in there. And the civil design documents in there would be their ancillary certs, any specifications or drawings. And this is a sample from Centre Parks. So the specifications and drawings, this is only one small section of a much larger file sharing system. So it can be adapted to suit the particular job. And then you'd have the architect's inspection reports. So all inspection reports for the consultants can be saved there. You can see just quickly, it's similar format to ours. It's slightly different. It's the photographs. It picks up on the action and when it's to be closed out. And likewise, it's repeated for the structural engineer, the M&E consultant, the fire consultant. You can save the fire safety certificate and the fire safety drawings into the fire engineer's folders. In the DAC, Fast House, there would be the so these are a specialist on site. So we'd also get inspection reports from specialists. So you can see there would be, as this job is not on too long. This job only really started in January of this year with the lodges. This is the lodges themselves. So we're at mid-March stage. You can see by the end of the job, like, it's programmed to complete in July of 2019. There's going to be a lot of information required and to be stored. And this is only specific to the lodges. There's at the moment there's 8 centre buildings also, and there's the same setup for each of them centre buildings. The lodges are actually split into 2 different phases, so there's another one there. There's ancillary buildings also. There's a number of substations and high voltage kiosks on the site, which, even though they're much smaller buildings, they still are all been tracked by the same system. So the benefits of this is the information management on our own end. You don't need an architect, or you don't need an engineer sitting over it, managing it the whole time. You can have a junior engineer or graduate position can keep it up to date, can manage it for you. All information is available for the clients, the stakeholders, the contractor, and it's an easy way of, maybe for your progress updates every month, you do a quick check of where all the information is on it. So it seems to be working well, and we've been implementing it strongly now since the summer of last year, and it really has benefited us in the office with our workload. So.
And can I ask you, as a design certifier, do you have access to? Is there right protection on the file? Are you the only people that can update the file, or can other people go in and update the spreadsheets?
We have right protection on it on our own system, yes, but we have given the BCaR coordinator on the site has full access. So, yes, so I understand where you're coming from. You've so many consultants involved. You don't want to lose everything. There's a BCaR coordinator from each main contractor, would be our single point of contact, and they would do all of the dissemination of information to the design team and the subcontractors. There's not information provided, access provided to all subcontractors on this. It's also we also save this every week. Every Friday, it's downloaded. We save it to our own server. So just in case something has happened like that. But yeah, it loses the benefit if you don't give access to. You have to give access to some people so it's workable. Otherwise, you're having to do all of the updating yourself, all of the management yourself. So we'll have these BCaR coordinators on the job. There's 3 BCaR coordinators on the whole job, split between the lodges have a coordinator, and there's 2 coordinators between the centre buildings. So, and them coordinators on site are doing all of the. I suppose they're doing all of the coordination down to their own design team. It's a design and build project, following up their own subcontractors. Okay, that's all. Sorry.
How much of all that information do you send in to the authority?
Very little. It depends on the authority. Some authorities just want the completion certs and ancillary certs, but we have to keep that information for 6 years ourselves. Typically we upload the as implemented inspection plan, all of the consultants' ancillary certificates, all of any specialist ancillary certificates, subcontractor certificates. We would keep them on hold ourselves. Like a job of this size, there would be hundreds of subcontractor certificates. So you'd only be given a small snapshot of what the information you'd be taking on board yourself. Okay. Thank you very much.